Hi guys, Hello Bella here. This is Merch by Amazon update for April 2021, and that month really flew by for me. We've got some storms coming into Alabama this week, so hopefully everything runs smoothly. I'm in the house now just kind of getting prepared for the weather. So I wanted to tell you guys about what I've sold in April and kind of some changes that I'm making and some things that are going well, and I have some notes that I've written down so I can kind of give you guys some value, and I'll talk about what sold for me this month and kind of what I'm doing with the changes that are going on with Merch by Amazon. So if you are not aware, Merch by Amazon has basically changed it to where your tier limit is now, if you upload one design on, say, 30 different products, it only counts for one slot. Instead of before, it would count for 30 slots if you added it to a tank top, a t-shirt, a long sleeve shirt. So this is really beneficial for everyone. Even people on the lower tiers can benefit from it because, you have a greater chance of making a sale. So with that being said, I am really trying to maximize my slots and try to fill those slots by Q4. I had originally thought that I wanted to only have about 15,000 designs done by Q4. I'm on tier 20,000, so I'm going to tentatively try and fill all of my slots by Q4, which would be October. But anyways, $5,000 is the royalty amount that I got for April, and I was really surprised by this. I've had a couple of factors that went into it. So I've uploaded a lot of new designs, but just being honest with you guys, one design that I'll get to in a little bit, it made up the bulk of the income. It was $2,700 of the $5,000. So I'm really thankful that I put that design up, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little bit. But anyways, my average royalty per sale was $4.06, so really strong royalty there. I know some of you guys have asked me about my pricing strategies, and I've told y'all that what I mainly do, I'll start out, if it's a heavy competition, around $14.99. If there's not really any competition or low competition, I'll be $17.99. And then once my shirt sells a handful of times and gets on that first page, I'll raise the price to $19.99. So I'm really not a fan of competing on price because there's just so many other factors that you could compete on. I feel like competing on price is a race to the bottom, and it's kind of one of those, like, you're just going to be in the bottom of the barrel with everyone else if that's the only way that you have to compete. So I like to make my designs stand out and just kind of be different from everybody else. So we sold 1,236 shirts, and we had 80 returns, which is pretty standard, and our average royalty per day was $167 a day. So my royalties went up from last month. I know last month was around $3,700, so hoping this trend continues. It would be really great to have $5K a month steady for Merch by Amazon. But I'm super thankful for just this month alone because it's really showed me kind of the what I can expect if I continue to put the work in for Merch by Amazon. So my best day in April, $270, and I've already had a really good day in May. I've already had a $300 day in May. So, and it's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, I think is the the thing. So, yeah, so we are doing pretty good, and I don't run any ads. So I know this is a question that constantly gets asked. I do not run any ads. So the $5,000 that you see coming to me is profit. Alright, so 266 unique products sold this month, 2.6% of all of my products. Most of my sales were standard shirts. Again, we have 946 of the sales were standard shirts. 102 V-necks, so really quite a bit of V-necks, 77 tank tops, really moving into some of the workout markets, and that's really all that I'll tell you. But you can target a lot of different things with just workout shirts, so tank tops are good for that. 25 pop sockets. Premium shirts, we've got 25, tote bags, 20. So my tote bag sales are going up. I don't know who is paying for them. I priced mine at $19.99, and I've been selling a few here and there. It's always good to add something to the monthly revenue. iPhone cases sold 16, sold 10 sweatshirts, sold 8 pullover hoodies, 5 long sleeve shirts, and 2 Samsung Galaxy cases. So scrolling down, here are the colors that sold for me, and now I have to look at my handy dandy note card. So what I'm going to tell you about this one design that made me $2,700 this month. So I uploaded this design in November of 2018. So this design has been up for 2.5 years or so, and it is only recently doing so well. It got in the 30,000 rank, and then I think I looked at it last week and it was at 25,000 rank. So it's been going anywhere between 25 to 50,000 for the last couple of weeks, and that has really contributed to my sales. And kind of what I learned from that was that, you know, having those evergreen shirts that can sell year-round and make really good gifts and aren't too specific is really something that I wanted to add to my Merch by Amazon portfolio. This shirt has over 150 reviews now, and there's actually several reviews with pictures of women wearing it and smiling, so I'm like, this is good. Anytime that the customer can imagine what they're going to look like or what it's going to feel like, it's always good. So I think that that is a major contributing factor to why that shirt is selling so well. And one thing that I've noticed is that that shirt was originally $17.99, but when it started selling well, probably a year and a half ago, I raised the price to $19.99, and I haven't really seen a drop in sales. So I don't really feel like that $2 makes much of a difference to the customer, but again, it makes a huge difference to us with our royalties, because I mean, if you're only getting $2 and then you get $2 more, you have doubled your sales. So if you look up at my royalty, it's over $4. So I think that, you know, playing with the prices a little bit is okay, but I try to aim for the higher priced shirts. And you know, there is always that argument that if something is low price, people assume that it's, you know, crappy quality, which, I mean, it doesn't really always make sense, but I could see why some people might think that. But I just wanted to tell you that info because that seems relevant. Another thing that I've noticed as I've been going through some of what sold was that my designs with like overlays are doing good. So basically what I'm talking about is like, okay, you have a pattern and you put that pattern over the design. So you could have like leopard print or the plaid pattern or like American flag pattern or like a textured pattern. I've been like kind of utilizing that to stand out from the crowd. So if everyone has a design up and it's kind of looking similar, but then suddenly they see like a leopard print, then they, you know, they kind of, their eyes go to that deciding factor to purchase this shirt. Another thing that I wrote down on my note card was that I stuck to doing what I know in my style. So what I mean by this is that I design with a certain demographic in mind and a certain type of person in mind, and to be honest with you guys, that person is very similar to me. If I had to see what my ideal customer looks like, it's probably a woman in her 20s. So, you know, I kind of favored those markets and I go after stuff that I think would be cute or I would see my friends wear. And I don't try to enter markets or do like overly specific phrases that I feel like I might misuse. Even when I'm going after political trends or things that are, you know, happening in the news cycle, I try to go after things that specifically interest me because I feel like, you know, if I'm interested in this, then surely there are other women who would be interested as well. So I really think that it's important to kind of carve out some space for being specific to you and maybe to kind of your area or what you know. I know I've potentially made a lot of sales just from kind of serving some markets that I feel personally were underserved for things that I knew about that other people didn't know about. And so that leads me to my next thing that I wrote down was that I entered some new markets and found low competition and then flooded the market. I mean, absolutely flooded it. Like if I found something that had no shirts up and I put a shirt up and it made a sale, I would upload like 100 different variations of the shirt in that market. That way I'm the only one that the customer is choosing from. So when they see the front page of shirts, it's choice between me, or me. So, you know, that's kind of a strategy that you can use. And then, you know, finding things like if you use Merch Informer, they'll kind of tell you what's trending, which is not always a great indicator, but I have used it in the past to kind of see what's going on, kind of learn about some markets that you may not be aware of, or just kind of remind you of some that you may have forgotten. Because one of the things that I've noticed when designing is that you really have to stay focused, or your mind kind of wanders when you're designing. Like you think of like a bunch of different things. If you're like me, I think I have undiagnosed ADHD. I'm really not sure, but I've been told that by friends and family. So, but you know, you really have to stay on topic and stay focused. So I feel like Merch Informer kind of helps me do that sometimes. But it is a paid tool. So it's not always, you know, it's not 100% necessary, but when I don't have any like inspiration, I will go over there and see what has been selling. So just kind of looking at some of the things that I've been doing that are working, sticking to what I know, adding overlays, and just kind of entering new markets that people aren't in. And I know that people are like, oh, well, everything is flooded, everything is competitive. But, you know, that's something I've heard all my life. Any business I've ever ran, somebody is always raising their hand saying like, oh, it's too hard, it's too crowded, I can't do it. And I'm like, all right, more room for me. Like, more room for the people who are willing to put the work in. Because to be honest with you guys, like, it's not fun to just sit there and look at t-shirt designs for hours and hours. Like, there are parts of it that I enjoy, but at the same time, I'm like, this is really not something that I want to be doing for 4 to 6 hours every day. But if I want to make more money, I'm going to have to put in more time. So, end of that rant. Before I end the video, I will do some scrolling and let you guys kind of see some of the stuff that I've been selling, without showing you the design, of course. We had a standard shirt sold for $198 worth of royalties, and then I had a V-neck for $190, a standard shirt for $109, and I believe that was kind of a political conservative type shirt right there. And then I have another standard shirt. I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like I sold a lot of them in heather blue. Another V-neck here, $93. Standard shirt, $88. Tank top, $53. I think that's one of my new tank tops. I'm doing a lot of experimenting with tank tops. I actually ordered one of my tank tops to kind of see how it fits. And it was decent. I mean, it wasn't anything great, but like it wasn't bad quality. So I was like, okay, as long as the customer like won't return it, then we're good to go, right? So we've got some standard shirts, standard shirt, pop sockets, standard shirts, sweatshirts. Looks like I sold 3 of these sweatshirts and made $17. So a lot of my sales this month were just from selling one product 2 to 4 times, and that made up, you know, if you get $10 for every single product that's selling, and then you suddenly sell, you know, 300, then you're in a pretty good spot. I am a really big fan of these pink tank tops. I think that they're just super cute, and they're really eye-catching in the thumbnail, so I'm a big fan of just uploading to only the pink and then letting those sell. For those of you who have been listening this long, I'll give you a sneak peek at what's going on for me in May, and then I'll just end the video. But this is my dashboard. Again, I'm on the 20,000 tier, and I have 10,233 slots filled, and yesterday was really good. That was $309. This was on May the 3rd, and then the day before that was $281. And the day before that was $268. So far, last 7 days, I've done $1,866 in royalties. So very happy with that. I think that, you know, the account's doing pretty good. I'm seeing a big spike in sales and really liking the way that this is going. So far this month, we've already done $1,000, and it's only the 4th. So we got a lot of potential this month to raise our royalty amount, which is always nice because your girl needs a kitchen remodel. So that's it for this video, guys. I will catch you in the next one. Keep working on your account, keep trying to be original, and stay safe out there.